Welcome to part 2 of my speaker hack. In the first part, I broke down on how to make the speakers go wireless using a Bluetooth module. So now let's get on with the next part. Hello, namaste, and welcome to Tilma channel. This video focuses on transforming a 5.1 home theater system into a sleek tower kind of setup. I totally get it. I'm a minimalist too. I just adore simplicity. That's why I think you will love this video. It's all about streamlining your speaker system into a more space efficient and visually appealing setup. So, if you're looking for inspiration or practical tips, definitely you are in the right place. Along with vlogging, I try to present the complete brainstorming sessions. So the video will present a step-by-step guide on how to make the speaker arrangement, wooden structure, the teardown, wiring, acoustic design, the specifications. We'll talk about why I'm doing this hack and why tower configuration. Let's dive inside the video and let's get started. There seems like a bit of loose connections in bad quality wires. Sometimes a touch or shaking would disturb the sound. The main reason for this rearrangement is that it took up precious space and the constant tangling of long wires. Let's start with the teardown of satellite subdrivers. This is the typical bass reflex speaker design. It's also called as a ported or vented system. There are very interesting acoustic design reasons for everything, that is, the shape of the box, volume of enclosure, the vent. Please help yourself by searching about them if you are interested. Entire speaker is a tuned resonance system. The yellow glue that you see inside is used to seal the space to make sure that the wavefronts are not leaking through any holes but only through the front port or the vent. And this knot is looking nasty. I'm just suspecting this might be the reason for the loose connection. After the teardown, I created a CAD model because it always makes things so easy. Then I tried different arrangements, finally chose this tower structure because 1. It looks like a typical soundbar or a tower, 2. No complexities involved to provide a casing. It's a rectangle. This is the size of wood that I have in my inventory. So going for a simple structure which is nail and glue joint, or you can use screws. First I mark all the members and saw them. In the frame, if you see, I'm using a spotlight or a work lamp. I have posted a video on how to make that lamp. If you like it, please have a look. I made a mock assembly. Please note, mock-up, prototypes or replicas are really helpful in designing things. They allow you to visualize and forecast the solutions. Most of designers, especially woodworkers, try keeping the members in position prior to joining. I apply a strip of foam tape around the edges and press it firmly onto the frame member. First I attach the long members and then the side members. I'm using glue and nails to join the frame. To clamp this, you need a big clamp or a T-bar clamp, which I don't have. I'm using a technique that I learned in a bamboo design workshop. Simply wrap a strong cord or wire tightly around the frame and use a stick to twist it. This creates the required clamping force. Before wiring the speakers, let's make sure to prep the heavy gauge wires, strip the skin, dip them in flux, and coat them with solder for added strength. It's also important to identify the polarity of the drivers. If it's not specified, there are ways to test the plus and minus of speakers polarity, which you can find online. To prevent the wires from getting pulled out of place and damaging the soldering, I'm using this kind of knot. Next comes the rear enclosure. Let's test the connections. I wanted to try this soft molding hack from long time. So I have 3 audio jacks that need to be wired. After soldering the wires, I made a mold, filled it with hot glue, and this is the result. I used tin can to make that mold. If you see the method, I kept the speaker in middle and then built the first frame around it, rather than building the rectangle frame and attaching the speaker later. Because of foam tape, I didn't have a fixed dimension. Now I have the reference of first frame. Based on these dimensions, I can create the second frame. Both frames are joined together by gluing a piece in between. Actually, if you see, I can design this frame in 200 different ways, but I'm sticking to using the same cross section throughout the project. I'm using a common ground for all speakers. I have applied shrink tubes wherever necessary while joining the wires by soldering. I have neatly gathered all the wires together to create a tidy bundle. Sanding is a crucial step in making any rough project look aesthetically pleasing. The surface may look just okay before sanding, but once it's sanded, the aesthetic quality improves exponentially. It's a useful trick to enhance the overall look of your projects. Furthermore, I'm painting the white foam tape with black color to improve its appearance and match it with the overall color scheme. After all the work, I'm clearing all the dust by vacuuming and wiping the surface with a clean cloth, applying a thick coat of clear epoxy PU. A clean surface is very much required when we apply epoxy coats. The reason I'm using double-sided foam tape is since they absorb the frequencies and keep individual drivers unaffected. That is, this is a 5.1 surround filter system. That is, if you play a good Dolby Digital or any similar formats, the C waves, breeze, some effect sounds are programmed to play on the radio speakers, and the main vocals, etc., are played through front and center speakers. So we are dealing with sound which are not on phase. So stacking one speaker directly above the other is not a good idea. Hence the usage of foam tape and the gap between individual drivers. But principally speaking, keeping the center, front, and rear speakers in one column is not a good idea. I don't have a sound card, I just play with stereo output. If you want surround experience and if you have a sound card that gives 5.1 output, then don't do this hack. The air should only exit from the front ports or else it's gonna create chuffing sound. Especially it's gonna distort low frequencies and cancel them. After the build, I'm covering any small holes and openings in the woofer and sub speakers using hot glue and tape. The speaker can be kept in different ways, but I prefer this. So let's have a final look. Do check part 1 of this hack to know in detail about how to make any speaker wireless. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you liked it.